Okay, before kick-off, I need a little reminder of who I said would win the Rugby World Cup.
MC, who do you think is going to win?
Oh, I think I have my eye on South Africa. What about you?
For me, it just has to be New Zealand. There's no question about it.
Oh, okay, I said New Zealand. I'm still confident in that. Let's hope I'm right. I lose again. At least I won last week's challenge. I'm definitely getting better at this rugby stuff. Who knows? Maybe I can go on to achieve some really incredible things in all of the future episodes of Ruck and Roll. Hello? What do you mean this is the grand finale of Ruck and Roll? But I'm only getting good now. Well, this is it, I guess. Welcome to the grand finale of Ruck and Roll.
Thanks, Seán, and what a grand finale we have in store for you here today. From hearing the fans' thoughts on the epic World Cup final last weekend to having our very own Ruck and Roll finale here today. And we're always somewhere very special here in Ruck and Roll, and today is no exception because we're at the Aviva Stadium. We're so lucky to be invited into the Aviva to film today. There was just one tiny little thing. We had to come in at the same time they were cutting the grass, so at least it smells a bit like silage. What did you think of the match of the weekend? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. It was a bit boring game.
Tell us how you're really feeling, Ted.
I think New Zealand should have won because they were a lot better at the end.
And of course, there was a certain shade of card that was thrown around during the game. Big shock.
It probably was a red because it was a high level of danger. Because it was in his jaw, so it probably was a red. It was definitely a very good match. A bit stop-starty, but it was a very good match. I enjoyed watching it. It was good, but it didn't really live up to what I expected.
What expectations did you have for the Rugby World Cup final? I think a lot, which is fair.
It would be a load of tries and a load of kicks and stuff.
And do you know how many tries they actually ended up getting? One little try in the Rugby World Cup final.
I was actually expecting New Zealand to, get a bit more, and I was expecting New Zealand to win the game. But I have to say, Ireland done well, and so, New Zealand, I think New Zealand should have won that, if I'm being honest,
So Johnny Sexton said, of course, that he hopes that himself and the Irish team inspired the nation. We lost, but we won. Do we think the Irish team as a whole inspired the nation? I mean, the fans really were just spectacular this whole World Cup.
I think it was very impressive from Ireland, very inspiring, because every game they they do everything to win, and it's very good because they know that they'll make us very happy, and that's why they do it. Yeah, I think it was good because his son was there.
Yeah, I think that's going to go down as one of the sweetest moments in the World Cup. It was just a fantastic thing to see.
Yeah, look, I suppose in a way I was delighted that the All Blacks got there because obviously I'm from New Zealand. It's not the final that I suppose us as Irish wanted or expected. We really wanted the Irish team to be in there. My heart being with New Zealand and my rugby country is Ireland, so I was a bit split on that. I think the final to me was a little bit disappointing because we lost, the All Blacks lost, but I don't think we were expected to be in the final. So I'm super proud of where the boys got to in that.
And now it's time for the Rugby World Cup quiz, where I'm going to ask you both a series of very difficult, tough questions that I didn't write and I don't know the answer to. And you'll tackle this bag for true and this bag for false. And the reason that the bag for true is significantly bigger than the false one is that you should always tell the truth. Don't lie, kids. All right, are we ready? Question number 1. South Africa are the only team to have 4 Rugby World Cups. True or false? Noah, we'll start with you. Oh, wow, that is a very big true. I would not like to be on the receiving end of that true. Shane, what do you think? Off you go. Oh, my goodness. There's so much truth being tackled here today. I'm just very glad I'm standing this side of it. And the answer is, of course, true, which means Ireland are just a tiny bit behind, needing 4 wins altogether. So, next question. New Zealand missed 6 points at the kicking tee in the game at the weekend. True or false? We'll start with you, Shane. you sure now? We're sure? And it's a true. Off you go. Oh, and the answer is false, because it was actually 5 points. And we all thought South Africa's kicking was going to be the issue. Next question. Okay, so final question. Noah, you're in the lead by 1 point, but you can still draw the game, Shane. Are you ready? All right, final question. Ireland had 4 players in the Dream Team of the Year. True or false? Shane, what do you reckon? False. Didn't even have a minute to think about it. Straight in. Off you go. And false. And the answer is, of course, false, because they had 5, which is just absolutely fantastic, which means, Noah, you are the winner. But Shane, don't worry, because it's still all to play for. Yeah. I mean, I say that, but you're going to be taking on Seán.
Look, there's so many things that they've done. You know, they beat New Zealand away, they beat New Zealand in Chicago. You know, the disappointing thing for them is that they didn't make the finals, but playing in World Cups is extremely hard. But what they've done is probably motivated and inspired other young people to carry on and play rugby or take up the game, whether that's 15, sevens, touch rugby or tag. They're always going to be those fine role models for the young ones to come through and aspire to be just like them.
And now it's time for the grand final of Ruck and Roll, the Perfect Pass Challenge. And Seán, before I continue, you're looking very confident today.
I've drawn a challenge, I've won a challenge. I'm basically the greatest Ruck and Roll player there ever was. Ruck and Roll Player of the Year. Thank you very much. So, yeah, I'm confident.
Yeah, and don't forget, Seán, you've also lost 5. Let's see if it'll make it 6 today. So, let's get to the rules. For the Perfect Pass Challenge, you have to hit the target, which is the big S there on Stadium. I'm only joking, it's just the little bag there right in front of you. If you can hit the target and potentially knock over the bag, you will get a point. It's the best of 3. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Shane, we'll start with you. Oh, so close, so close. It's okay. You have 2 more to go. All right, from Shane to Seán, let's see what you can do.
Here we go.
Seán takes the lead. Woo. All right, Shane, you still have 2 more attempts. You got this. Off you go. Yes! Oh, amazing, amazing. Yay! All right, Seán, it's now a draw. If you get this, you will be in the lead again. Let's see what you can do. Oh! And it's still going. No point. Okay, Shane, if you get this, you will take the lead. I believe in you. Let's rock and roll. Okay, that's all right. Okay, Seán, if you get this, you will actually win the grand finale of Ruck and Roll, which kind of cancels out all of your many losses in previous episodes.
This is my Ruck and Roll World Cup final.
No points, which means we're in sudden death round. So now time for sudden death. Whoever gets a point first is the winner. Off you go, Shane. No. That was the quickest sudden death I've ever seen. Yeah! So Seán, much like Johnny Sexton, I think your rugby career has retired, but I suppose the difference is he's actually got started. Sorry, that was mean. I'm sorry. But that means, Shane, you're the winner! Yay!
Well done, well done. I didn't even get a high five. I did get a high five. I did get a high five, thankfully.
And that brings an end to an incredible 2 months of Ruck and Roll. We've had an absolute blast chatting to you about all things rugby. I hope you've learned a thing or two about the sport. And for myself and Seán... Seán? Oh. What are you doing?
MC, it's November. The Six Nations starts in February. After seeing how well the boys in green performed during the Rugby World Cup, I literally cannot wait to see them next, so here I am.
Well, I suppose looking forward to what the Irish rugby team will do next is probably the best thing.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we've got some pretty special things ahead.
Me too. Well, until then, keep rocking.
Keep rolling. Goodbye!